So Evening Tap says the standard advice is to get experience with help desk. Thoughts on Net Plus and or CCNA to actually get help desk jobs, and how does that apply to working a SOC job? I love that question. CCNA is my favorite multiple choice test. I just went on a rant about how I think we should get away from multiple choice tests as an industry when it comes to like training. That probably won't happen for a little while. But I did get the CCNA back when it was the ICND 1 and ICND 2, and I had the benefit of having gone through a Cisco Network Academy, which was part of a community college, and the instructor that I had, he like really like made sure the labs were built in the college, like in the lab classroom, so that like there were switches on the rack, and you worked with the switches, you worked with the routers, you connected the switches to routers, you set up trunks, you did all the configurations. And like while he used some of the Cisco Network Academy curriculum that was like CCNA aligned, he mostly like gave us these like hands-on assignments based on his experience. So my CCNA prep might have been just like better than average. So like when I think about CCNA, that's immediately where my mind goes. But so I developed my foundational understanding of networking by working directly with switches. So like Evening Tap, what I would suggest when it comes to learning networking is absolutely learn networking. It's important in every IT discipline. I'll say that full stop. But do it in a hands-on way. Like get on eBay, buy some old Cisco switches and routers, 1941 routers. You could get what is it? The 2950s switches, Catalyst switches, and 2960 switches. They can be that old, like the older version, and they could still prep you, because you could do Cisco iOS stuff and still learn networking well enough that even if you came across a different vendor switch like Ubiquity or a Dell switch, Netgear, if you came across any of other vendors, Juniper, HP, I think HP owns Juniper, you would learn it fast. So like CCNA is a foundational cert to align with for like help desk. I still think it's valuable. But remember, the way that you do that, like the way that you prep, is you need to get your hands on some stuff. I also have my YouTube channel. I'm plugging, because a lot of stuff on my YouTube channels, everything on my YouTube channel is free. I have a series called Practical Network Fundamentals that you can use. So my YouTube channel is called LTN Labs. It's in the description of this, of my Twitch profile, I think. The playlist Practical Network Fundamentals, it's like almost done, but it got enough that you could learn a ton about networking. And I'm not necessarily prepping people for certs with it, but the knowledge in it exists on certs. Like it's assessed on certs. So that's something that can help you. And then, just answer as yes to your question. You should also consider using CBT nuggets. Let's think about it here. CBT nuggets. What's up, Truzetto? Good to see you. So CBT nuggets is how I prepped for the test. So there's a difference. Oh yeah, I like it way better than Net Plus. Here's why. Net Plus is way too general. With the CCNA, you're getting all that network foundations that you would see across all vendors, in addition to Cisco specific stuff. So if you end up interviewing at a place that's a Cisco shop, they know if you got your CCNA, you probably also have a little bit of you've got a familiarity with the platform, iOS, which is Cisco's Internet Network Operating System. Net Plus, like I'm never going to discourage people for going from them, but when I look at it, I'm like, how much money you got to spend? I would spend it on the CCNA, and my money would go towards a subscription to CBT Nuggets, which is like, I think like $60 a month. So you wouldn't want to keep that going. You'd want to get the cert voucher, and then you'd want to get, and what I would prioritize is get some switches, like try to get your hands on 2 Cisco switches and maybe 2 routers. I think CCNA you could probably get by with 1 router and at least 2 switches, because you want to learn about trunking and like VLANs across multiple switches. But I don't think CCNA gets too deep on routing anymore, like multi-site routing, using routing protocols like EIGRP and OSPF. I should do a bunch of videos on routing protocols too. Like that was my thing. The thing that got me into IT and like really like hooked me was networking. And like my first introduction to that was through like the lens of Cisco's ecosystem, because I went to a Cisco Network Academy and it just was cool. But like I still do networking every day, like, and it's like getting more and more important. I do more infrastructure as code stuff, which I'm now at the point where like I don't know, I can build so much that can help people, that like we could do infrastructure as code stuff. We could do DevOps. We could do that whole new wave. There's a whole new wave of how you manage a network. Like from when I first started learning this, like it just moved so fast. Like it was like, okay, you remote into these systems individually, and you have to build your own management plane thing that lets you automate like configurations on multiple devices. And now it's like, yeah, I love this. This is such a fun conversation, y'all. Like now it's like, nah, there's already a management plane built. It's right over here. It's called Meraki or Ubiquity. I'm actually kind of a Ubiquity fanboy now, just because they don't charge you for software licensing, and their UI is kind of beautiful. Fight me about it. And Ubiquity's dope. Like if you can get some Ubiquity stuff, and they got these little 8-port switches, please like get them. They're so dope. And they do wireless. They do cameras now. Like it's something. It's something. And the UI is beautiful. But like the management planes changed so much. It's like now you log into a web browser and you manage these devices in the web browser, and it's like a nice little graphics here. It's not just like this plain 90s web interface that's hosted on the device. It's like, in the cloud, and you like configure it, and you do the drop down, you click it, you click the port icon. It's beautiful. Ubiquity to me is like beautiful. You click the port icon, you like do a drop down, what VLANs is it in. You can automate that too. And then if you want to go like a little more high enterprise, high tech is what I call it, you could do like whatever vendor you're using. If you're using like Cisco, if you're using FortiGate or Juniper or Arista, or there's a bunch of vendors, you can integrate Terraform. How many of y'all have used Terraform?